How US money became a global force. The US dollar isn't just a currency, it's the backbone of the global financial system. But how did it get there and why does it stay so dominant? Understanding its history gives insights into why it remains at the center of finance today. The origins of the dollar. The US dollar, introduced in 1792 with the Coinage Act, was born out of necessity as the young nations sought a unified currency system. It replaced the various colonial currencies and aimed to foster economic stability. At its inception, the dollar was backed by a bimetallic standard of gold and silver, which provided it with intrinsic value. Over the years, the US dollar became not just a domestic standard but also a global benchmark, with its use expanding internationally as the US economy grew and the nation solidified its geopolitical and trade power. The evolution of the dollar, particularly its transition from a commodity-backed currency to fiat money, reflects the adaptability of the US economy and its financial system. In 1913, the establishment of the Federal Reserve, a central banking system, further elevated the dollar's stature. The Federal Reserve's ability to regulate money supply and interest rates has been instrumental in maintaining the dollar's strength and stability throughout the 20th and 21st century. The value of the dollar. The US dollar has long been one of the most influential currencies in the world, but its strength has not come without challenges. Over the decades, the dollar has faced volatility caused by economic crises, geopolitical tensions, and shifts in the global trade system. However, it has constantly demonstrated resilience and the ability to recover, reinforcing its role as the world's primary reserve currency, with several key historical events having tested the stability of the dollar over time since. The 1970s marked a period of immense volatility for the US dollar. The OPEC oil embargo, combined with the geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, led to a dramatic rise in oil prices, which exacerbated inflation and created economic turbulence globally. Yet, despite these challenges, the US dollar demonstrated remarkable resilience. This period highlighted the dollar's crucial role in global financial system, as many countries, particularly in the developing world, relied on the dollar to conduct trade and hold reserves. The US responded to the crisis by implementing monetary tightening policies and embracing the floating exchange rate system after the collapse of the Bretton Woods system in 1971, maintaining its dominance. 9/11. The terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001 rocked the US economy and the global financial system. The aftermath of 9/11 saw an immediate economic downturn, a decline in investor confidence, and a heightened sense of geopolitical uncertainty. Despite these challenges, the US dollar remained remarkably strong. This was partly due to the trust in US institutions, particularly the Federal Reserve's ability to stabilize the economy through swift monetary policies, including interest rate cuts. Additionally, the US government's intervention to stabilize financial markets and its status as the world's largest economy played a critical role in maintaining the dollar's strength in the aftermath. 2008 financial crisis. The global financial crisis of 2008 was one of the most significant challenges to the US dollar in the modern history. The collapse of Lehman Brothers and the ensuing banking crisis threatened to destabilize the global economy. Yet, even amid the turmoil, the dollar emerged stronger. The US Federal Reserve's swift actions, including aggressive interest rate cuts and massive liquidity injections into the financial system, reassured global markets. Furthermore, the US dollar status as the world's reserve currency ensured that, even in a global downturn, investors continued to flock the dollar-denominated assets as a safe haven. The crisis underscored the dollar's inherent stability, driven by its central role in global finance and trade. Is the US dollar still the global currency? In the modern era, the US dollar maintains its dominant position as the global reserve currency, a status it has held since the end of World War II. Approximately 60% of global foreign exchange reserves are held in US dollars, and it continues to be the primary medium of exchange for global trade, especially in commodities like oil and gold. The dollar's strength is reinforced by the size and stability of the US economy, as well as its robust financial institutions. Despite emerging challenges such as the rise of the euro and Chinese yen, no other currency has come close to dethroning the US dollar. The US financial markets, the deep liquidity of the US Treasury market, and the dollar's widespread use in the international trade give it a unique and unparalleled status. Moreover, geopolitical factors such as US roles in international diplomacy and security contribute to the continued dominance of the dollar in global markets. In conclusion, the US dollar's enduring strength and global prominence can be attributed to a combination of historical events, institutional stability, and the trust it commands in the global financial system. Despite the emergence of new economic powers and potential challenges to its dominance, the dollar remains the backbone of international finance, ensuring its place as the world's most trusted and influential currency. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next update. And before we go, feel free to leave a comment about what topics you'd like to know more about. Until next time, take care and see you in the next video.